Well, as I told our players afterwards, I thought that we had carryover. We had 2 hard days of practice. We worked on intensity. We worked on sharing the basketball, making the extra pass. Worked a lot on rebounding, just being aggressive in things that we did, and just keeping our energy level. And I thought that those were things that we did. We scored a lot of execution baskets tonight, not just individual plays. We had some of those, but plays where guys set screens to get guys open, ran offense, made second or third pass out of traps. Just played good team basketball, which is what you want to see. We had high assist, low turnover. Those are things that good teams do, and so and guys took advantage. I mentioned prior to the game where I told our guys that in 15 years, this is the first time 2 weeks to go that we have uncertainty on who's going to play, uncertainty on who's going to make the team with some spots open, and that you've got to take advantage of opportunities like this, and you have a sense of urgency to go out and compete. And I thought that everybody that stepped on the floor tonight really did that.
How do you evaluate Nick's performance tonight?
Well, he shot the ball well. I thought it was going to be another night early. Joe's like he's got an X on his forehead. The guys he guards seem that none of those guys ever seem to miss shots. But he took good. He had a couple bad shots, but overall he took good shots. But part of that is because of we had guys setting screens, getting them open. He had some open shots, and both John and Kirk, especially Kirk early, really got us into offense. It got us really into some flow. And those guys got him the ball, in his basket where he could get it and get a pretty good rhythm shot off.
Plus, JaVale appeared to have taken the challenge of coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about
Right.
Is it more substance than style tonight?
Yeah, he had some style. He's always going to have some style. That's who he is, But I liked his intensity. I liked his ability. He really went and showed some good rebounding range, going after it. He had a few times where they backed him in underneath, Pachulia, and Pachulia used his size. He's got to become a little bit more resistant as far as there. But I like how he responded, and there's no question that he's going to play a lot. It's a matter of, we got to get him. If we can get him to play at that same intensity all the time, which is what we're striving to do, then he can really have an impact in a game.
Coach, this team is really deep. It gives you a lot of different things to do with your rotation. How long do you think it's going to take to kind of work out a solid rotation?
This might be a team that we might have a solid 4, 5, 6 guys, but those other guys are going to filter in depending on who we play. One of the reasons that I think that we're trying to do more as far as get into people defensively and press more up the floor is to utilize our depth. Try to wear people down, because I think we can put people in, and we've got a lot of people. We can always keep some offensive scoring on the floor. Use some of our defensive quickness and really change the tempo of the game.
Can you assess John Wall's?
I thought John was good. He got a little bit carried away. I told him he's got to stay disciplined. And not just rely on his ability to beat people with speed, but beat people, as I said, as far as with execution. I thought when he got us into our offense, we executed really well. He did some really, as far as some nice things, and I liked. He's matched up on Bibby early. I thought he did a good job, defensively, as far as on Bibby early, and so I thought overall I like what he did. I like the way he competes. That's the main thing. When you get your guards like him and Kirk tonight that compete like that. That's the first line of defense, and what that does, that carries things through to the to your baseline people.
You mentioned
of making the team this year.
What's that?
With the difficulty of making
Yeah.
the team this year, we're talking about the competitiveness.
Right.
What's going to make the team? What's going to make the players stand apart? What's going to be the defining factor for players making the team this season?
I think the main thing is how they play off our main guys, and their ability to play off those guys and bring something different, maybe to the team, that the other guys don't have. And so right now it's been a battle because all the guys given opportunity have played pretty well, in those spots. So I'm glad we got another 17 days to figure it out.
how would you talk about the offense? How would you compare where this team is at picking up your sets and your concepts to last year's team at this time?
Well, I think this year's team is definitely not a team that doesn't feel entitled and is more, I think, receptive to, and they're more trusting. Right now, it's when you have a young team and you're going through it and they're learning it. A lot of times you don't have to break bad habits. You can teach them how it really has to be done, and I think we've got a lot of young guys that are really like that, or that are very committed to trying to be as good as they can be. I think last year those guys, they would run what we wanted to run, but there's a difference. We're moving the ball more. The ball doesn't stick as much, if it's going to stick, it sticks in your point guard's hand, which usually is the guy that's going to make the decisions. And but you know, and I think good defense leads to good offense, and I think our defense has been pretty solid in what we've tried to do, and it's led to some pretty good offense.
But it looked like Kyler Martin had a solid game off the bench. Could you talk about what a guy like him brings to this team?
He played, he shot the ball well. He worked defensively. I thought Adam Morrison came in. He did what he does: is hit 2 open 3-pointers out of corners. So those guys have been in a battle, at that spot. Both of them. But Cartier's got, he's got to continue to make shots. And he's come in lighter. He's coming off, knee surgery he had this past summer. So he's continues to get a little bit better and better. With his surgery, recuperating as far as from that. But like I said, my main thing is I want guys that are going to play hard and be committed, and we have that for the most part right now. 1 through 18 at this point.
Are there times when Dre's still trying to do a little too much?
He's trying to do too much at times. I think that's something he's going to have to learn. But he's also trying to, when you haven't played in 3 months, 4 months, you're trying to also. He can score. He's trying to also get a rhythm as far as in his scoring. So we can't totally, prohibit him from making some mistakes. Yeah, we have to correct him and let him understand. And as I said to him, he had some of his mistakes he made tonight, or bad shots, where, they were mistakes that were more from being tired, conditioning mistakes, and because fatigue can make cowards of us all, when you start doing things that you're not capable of doing when you're tired. So, but that's why we're playing him. We give him 5 minutes, 6 minutes at a time. We take him out for 2 or 3. We put him back in because I don't want him to be in a situation where he thinks he's got a coast to stay on the floor.
I know Gil didn't play tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the guys that was here last year, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, thinking about it a little bit, how do you see him kind of fitting into this more?
One thing I think everyone has to understand something, okay? Gil, in the 2 years I've been here, has been the easiest guy I've had to coach, okay? So, people that say, Gil, he is receptive, and he will do whatever I ask him to do from a coaching standpoint. And I've said that from day one. So whatever role I give him, I think it's more the opposite, where he'll defer more than he will try to do too much, especially with the group that we have. And so I think if I ask him to score, he'll score. If I ask him to set people up, I think he'll try to do that. And he did that last year, and he's continued to do that through training camp this year. I think that's one of the reasons that our younger players have been so committed to what we're trying to do, because of how he's gone about his approach to doing things too.
It seems like he was trying to put the ball on the ground a little bit more, get to the basket. Is that something you guys talked to him about, relying on the jumper?
Well, no, I think it's a matter of who you're matched up. Yi tonight was matched up playing a center. When he's at a center, sometimes he might have players that aren't as quick laterally to play against him, and so he was, good players, you take what they give you. And from his standpoint, if they're going to take away his jumper, he's got the ability to put the ball on the floor, 1, 2, 3 dribbles. He can do that. And so I think from his standpoint, it was a positive. He was taking, what they gave him.
Coach, the way we play
Last question.
tonight,
Yeah.
the way we play tonight, is that warm enough for a start next game?
I think, right now we're just in a situation where we're just trying to find guys, whether it's 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. Doesn't matter who starts, it's who's going to play. Tonight was his best night. So you could say it could warrant a starter. It could warrant that he plays so good like that. You might want to keep him like that. So, so he's in a catch-22. But JaVale's an important part of who we are, and so he's going to play. He's going to play a major role in what we do. And at times, last year we brought him off the bench so we didn't get him in early foul trouble, because he seemed to pick up 2 fouls in the first minute, and it took away all of his aggression. The biggest difference between now and a year ago is his conditioning, his ability to play when he's tired and just keep his motor going. Where last year he couldn't always do that. And I think the thing we're watching too is we got to watch. He's coming off a summer where he played a lot. With the USA basketball, he played with us in the summer league. He hasn't had much rest, and so that was the other reason we didn't start him, to give him a little bit of rest too, because we can't just wear him out too, and we got to watch that with Yi a little bit coming up here too. So that's the way our schedule works. Is pretty good, because after our last exhibition game, we got 7 days before we play, so we had the ability to get healthy and get some rest time and tune things up.